Okay, very good. So, Jill, I am so excited to be having a conversation with you today. We are both in the business of helping people, authors be known, and you are the publicity guru, and I just am so excited to have you and ask some questions and chat. So, how did you get started? Tell me a little bit about you and how you got started doing this.
Well, thank you, Karen. First of all, I'm delighted to be here with
Yes.
you. And how I got started was, well, kind of by accident. I don't know if there really is such a thing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I kind of fell into publicity. I started
Yeah.
actually in the music business as director of promotion and publicity at four independent record labels
Okay.
and loved it. And my career in the music business was about 5 years, and that was wonderful. And then I wanted to expand, and now I'm serving entrepreneurs and coaches, authors, speakers, consultants, and uh, people in different industries because, well, that's where my career led me is a much bigger range.
Yeah.
And I have four books now, and
Yeah.
that's super
Yeah.
exciting. And
Love it. Love it.
yeah, so of course I help authors a lot because I understand not
Yes.
only what it's like to put a book out, but also then to
Yeah.
promote and publicize it.
Yeah.
So, to that end, I run media mastery intensives
Yeah.
based on my book, Guerrilla Publicity, and I run kindness circles based on my book, The Profit of Kindness.
Beautiful. 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 And we want to support those. So we'll be sending something out about that. So we'll talk about
Thank
that.
you.
So when is your next event coming up? The profit one. Yeah.
Well, I do them monthly,
Okay.
the
Okay.
third Wednesday of every month. Please
Very good.
come. We have free kindness circles, and of course, we what's wonderful about this, we have fabulous kindness circles the third Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m.
Beautiful.
Pacific, always for an
Okay.
hour.
Beautiful. I love that. So what's the vision you hold for yourself and the people you work with?
The vision I hold is that they are messengers
Yeah.
with a great message. And
Yeah.
especially when you've got a book, when you've got something that has been created from you,
Yeah.
you want to get it out there. You need to get it out there. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's important that you let people know
Yes.
what you do and who you are,
Yes.
right?
Yes, absolutely. I remember I really didn't want to be found. I just wanted to support everybody and I'm okay in the background kind of thing. And then I realized if people can't find me, I can't help them. And so I think there's a lot of people that feel that. They're okay just supporting and helping, but people need your message. It's very unique and it's life-changing and empowering and they
Yes.
really need it. They really, it's true. So tell me about your style and the process that you do. That's really unique.
Well, I'm very unique in that I make PR accessible for authors,
Yeah.
speakers, people, just that
Yes.
your audience,
Yeah. Yeah.
who's your audience. What do I mean by that? I mean, like things you can do that are quick and effective.
Perfect.
Listen, I had a PR agency for many years, for 7 years actually.
Yeah.
And, my fee was $5,000 a month, which would translate in today's about 8,000 a month. And the truth is most authors can't afford that. So I think that what you're going to look at doing is focusing in on what's a message that matters to the media. And I think that a lot of authors kind of get lost in here's my book, but
Mhm.
it's more than that. It's
Right.
the message that matters to the audience that perceives it, hears it, and sees it.
Right.
That's what they care about.
Right. What are the pain points it solves? And
Yes, exactly.
focusing on that. How does your book solve, what pain points are you solving? And that's the message. And yeah, it's not just about holding your book up. It's about, solving someone's problem.
Yes,
Um,
but can I show you one thing? Because if you are
yes.
going to hold your book up, would you please do it right? Let me show
Good.
you.
Good.
When you
Good.
are talking about your
Good.
book, you are
Yes.
going to hold it at your face
Yes.
Don't cover your name. Don't cover the name of the book.
Right.
And you're going to hold it at your face. So there's name and face recognition, right? And then you're going to hold it for what will seem like a ridiculous amount of time because hopefully your heart's going to beat a little fast. That's good. And
Great.
then hold it some more because most people are still tuning in.
They
The other
are.
thing I want to show you
That's
is
great.
that when you have
That's
a book
great.
that is has a glare, like my book,
Yeah.
The Profit of Kindness, if
Yeah.
you just tilt it a little bit, what's
Yeah.
wonderful about that is it takes the glare away. So
Yes.
just be conscious about,
Yeah.
practice a little bit. How does your book look? Practice like this so it is natural, so it feels natural to you.
Great. That's great. Beautiful. I love that. I love that. That's good. So who do you get excited about working with?
Oh, I love working with authors,
Yeah.
speakers,
Yeah.
healers, consultants, coaches.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my primary audience
Okay. Good.
because, frankly, they have something to say
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
often don't know how to say it or kind of get lost in a kind of a loop, I call it, you know.
Yeah.
And people don't necessarily understand that sometimes the message you think is going to work isn't actually going to work for the media. What they
Right.
need is what their audience cares about.
Right. 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 And you help them find that.
Absolutely.
You help them really hone in and nail that down. That's beautiful. So, tell me about one of your favorite clients, like
Oh,
somebody you really loved working with. Yeah.
oh, well, let's take Ryan, who Ryan saw me speak somewhere and he said, Jill, I really want to work with you. I'm like, great, Ryan, what do you do? He says, I'm an instructional designer. Now, I'll tell you, I had no idea what that was. And when he explained it to me, it was boring. I'm like, no offense, Ryan, you're not going to get any press like that. He wanted to write a book. He
Yeah.
wanted to create a speaking career.
Yeah.
And he understood publicity would drive his leads, prospects, and referrals, which is what it does,
Yeah.
plus elevate your trust in the marketplace.
Yes.
And I like to say it gets you seen, it gets you heard, and it gets you paid. That's what publicity does.
That's
He understood
exactly.
all that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
said, Ryan, tell me your story. And he told me that he'd been downsized from a corporate job, fired. He told me that he had a wife with a pregnant, that was pregnant with a third child on the way. I'm like, you lost a job and, now what? Right?
Yeah.
And so guess what? I created him into a virtual office warrior, and that stands for VOW, virtual office warrior. Ryan took a vow never to work in an office again. That got him front page of the San Francisco Business Times. That was phenomenal.
Great.
That got him into Entrepreneur Magazine, Mac Home Journal, Home Office Computing, and literally 9 months worth of publicity that you bet drove his business to the top,
Yeah.
filled his pipeline, and frankly, had him have a very successful business. But there's something else in there I want people to really hear
Yeah.
because I'm really big on something I call use everything you've got. So in Ryan's case, he's Asian American. And although he doesn't speak exactly fluent Chinese, we translated an article, put it into the Chinese Times, and that one article got him $7,000 worth of business. Now,
Wow.
do you think that was good?
Absolutely. That's
Oh, yes.
beautiful. That's
Oh, yes.
beautiful. That's
One article.
great. That's
Yes.
great. Beautiful. Yeah. So use everything you've got. I love that. That's exactly right. And you have, and things that drain your energy, don't focus on them. Focus on something that you enjoy is another thing. Because if you're not gifted at something, that might not be your best, one of your best marketing strategies. So yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
or using
Yeah.
different aspects of
Yeah.
who you are. Like I
Yeah.
have an author.
Yeah.
He has a son who's autistic. We
Yes.
use National Autism Month to
Yes.
drive her story about being a mom
Yes.
and having a son and, what does she do? And it's not about her book, but guess
Right.
what happens when
Right.
she's interviewed?
That's
It
ex-
drives people straight to her book.
that's exactly right. That's exact. I always say that your book is not just a product, it's a platform.
Yes.
And you need, I mean, you're not just selling one book, you're selling your services and your transformation. Um, so tell me, what's at stake if someone doesn't work with you?
Oh, well, would you like to be found and heard? I mean, really,
Yep. Yep.
I say, Karen, don't go bragging to me about being a best kept secret because, my friend P.T. Barnum, remember the circus?
Yeah.
He said it best, and that is a terrible thing happens without publicity, nothing.
Right. That's good. Very good.
It's kind of like
Right.
it goes into
Yeah.
radio silence,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
or your book might sit in your garage. I don't want it there. I want it in
Right.
people's hands, like a
Right.
woman following my system who
Right.
got on a podcast and sold 45 books in 15 minutes.
That's
Where
great.
else could you do that?
That's perfect. That's exactly right. Yep. So I help authors write, publish, and market. And this marketing part, I have a 90-day book launch blueprint, and the publicity is a huge part of it. And so people coming to work with you on refining that and coming to your courses and your master class is a perfect fit. I fully support it because people need to know how to do it right and not waste time
Yes.
and really get results I mean things are moving so fast that getting results quicker is really really good. So
Well, and Karen, I want to add in
yeah,
something there because,
yeah,
especially for authors, you've got to be starting your publicity before you
yeah,
need it.
yeah,
That is how you're going
yeah,
to get great
yeah,
results. We started publicity for the
yeah,
profit of kindness
yeah,
literally 1 year in advance, and then 9 months and 6 months and
yeah,
3 months,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Up to the wire, and had a plan for that. Not perfect, but a plan.
yeah,
And that's how I got on 7 Fox News interviews, literally in the first 30 days,
yeah,
talking about that. That's how every year I'm literally on multiple TV and great interviews talking about World Kindness Day, which is November 13th.
yeah,
Like, get clear, what are the holidays that support your book?
exactly.
Where can you talk about the subject matter that's appropriate?
Right.
All of that good stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, and in my book launch, I give them 90 days.
Yeah.
And that's when you've just published a book, the 90 days is about right. But the I talk about relaunching and relaunch your book. I recommend every 18 months to 2 years and use the same publicity again. You can use it over and over once
Yeah.
you've got it.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
Love that.
repurpose it because a book has a longer lifespan than one time. It's going to change. I mean, how many books have you read that were published 40 years ago and they're still impacting you?
Every
Um,
year I
I
reread Think and Grow Rich. Every
exactly,
year, right? There are
exactly,
classics.
exactly,
Listen, Guerrilla
exactly.
Publicity has sold over 80,000 books. We're on our third edition. Every
Beautiful.
edition is a new excuse to do
Yes,
PR.
right,
But
exactly.
I love your relaunch idea. I think that's
Yeah,
terrific.
relaunching. I talk about relaunching your book all the time because it's, and another reason is you've got more people coming into your circle of influence and they weren't there before, and so relaunch it because you got a new audience there. So yeah. So tell me, what's another tip you can give for publicity? Like holding your book up was beautiful. Give us another one. Yeah.
Well, another tip I would say is integrate the name of your book into your message. So, for instance, I talk about, I'm going to give you 3 guerrilla publicity tips for how to get your message in the marketplace. Most people never even notice I get the book in there. I just, told you what I did.
Yeah.
But I want you to do it so that you're not saying on page 84 of my
Yes.
book.
Yes.
And I want people to get used to saying in my book, guerrilla publicity. And
Yes.
people say in my book, and they never
Say the
indicate the
name.
book title. Drives me crazy. You
Right.
got to put in an average interview your book, speak it 3 times at least, so
Right.
people hear it because they're not going to hear it the first time. I got to tell you,
Right.
it's unusual. 3 times. I want you to get that book title in. I want you to get used to saying, in my book, The Profit of Kindness, in my book, and
Yeah.
then fill in the book title and just start doing it
Beautiful.
everywhere you go, particularly in media interviews, particularly when you're networking. Don't just say, I have a book. I have a book called, right? And fill in the
Beautiful.
blank. I
That's
think that's
great.
important.
That's very important. Very important. Yeah. And the so in the class you have coming up, when is it? It's in
Well, I teach media mastery
Media
intensives
Mastery. Yep. Yep.
every quarter.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I can take it every quarter, and
Okay.
I'm going to give
Beautiful.
you wonderful discounted link for it, but every quarter.
Beautiful, beautiful. So we want to get people in that because this is one of my passions is to help people be heard and be seen, and I help them write the book. I help them write a really good book, and I have marketing, but the publicity is a whole nother angle. Building a launch team is different than getting your publicity and getting into the media. They're two different things. So
Yes.
beautiful. So yes, we will put the discount code in the video below, and we want to get people connected to you, Jill, and let you help them really get launched.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
so, what else do you want people to know? What else is like on your heart that you want to say?
Well, I want you to think of publicity like a gardening process.
Mhm.
And so, you'll plant some seeds now for a book. Let's
Yes.
say, even though the book's out a year, I told you about the profit of kindness. You'll plant seeds 3, 6, 9 months. I want you to think about that for an average of how can I get my book out there? How can I get my message out there? And so think like a gardener, right? You're planting seeds. Some will grow now, some will grow later,
Right.
particularly like what's called long lead magazines. They're working out 9, 12
Yep.
months ahead.
Yep.
When I interviewed Entrepreneur Magazine for Guerrilla Publicity, she
Yep.
said, listen, we love a good pitch, but realistically, our writer in January is writing for
Yes.
June's
Yeah.
issue of Entrepreneur
Yeah.
Magazine. So they're ahead, magazines in particular,
Yeah.
but most media is planning ahead. And then there's the, oh my God, I need it now
Yeah.
stories, right? And you want to be ready to get ready, pitch, go
Yeah.
for the stories that come out right now. I have a divorce coach. She wrote a great book on getting divorced and loving your kids.
Mhm.
And then Johnny Depp got divorced, and it was big news, and it was all over celebrity news. And so I had her focusing in on putting out a story about how to get divorced amicably, unlike them, and
Yeah.
this is how to do it. And she was literally in media
Yeah.
from the morning till the night talking about that
Yes.
specifically.
Yeah. So tying it to a an event that's happening, a national holiday, a
Yeah.
something like that is really good. And the
Or
media
something in the news
in
right
the
now.
news, yeah.
Yes,
And the media loves that because it's current information. So when you're current, you're going to be noticed. So that's beautiful.
exactly.
That's great.
Exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful. So anything else we need to know? And I'm going to put how people can get hold of you. I love that you work with authors. I've been publishing for 30 years and love getting people's messages out there. It's one of my passions. So we have the link. We'll put that in the notes. And any final word?
Yeah, my final word is your message matters.
Others.
Your message matters. Let's get it out there, have it clear, concise, and focused so that you're intentional and you're getting your message out. And I really believe that when people are clear about their message, they're more confident. And what I've seen with even with people who are a little scared or like, I don't know what to do, that a system and a formula for a message, which frankly I always teach, I always make sure people have it and know it, then you become resonant with your message
Yeah,
so that you can have the
yeah,
impact and influence that you desire and that you deserve.
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Jill, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
And I look forward to collaborating and seeing what happens here. This is good.
Thank you.